Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right out here in the lab, where I do what I do for you. Oh, I'm in the book. I'm down this rabbit hole of answering the questions from one of my students, and it was, how do you harness the forces of the nether I went back to the tree of life, and it breaks it down for you. So that's what we're going to do today. Just getting ready. Let's go. I got a nice lesson for you. Let's rock. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking is way of life, and that's what it is. Through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to, know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I ask you the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through? Yeah, that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my eye be true. Right thinkers, we in lesson number 2 in the book. I'm cherry picking information. I've got a few answers, a few questions I'm going to answer, starting with this one. How do you master your God and Goddess skill, aka nether principles? Let's talk about it. This is going to be good. So it's introduction to the tree of life, the Anuian theurgy. Theurgy is the study of the gods. That's what we talk about. Learn it, right thinkers. Let's talk about the art of knowing something by becoming one with it, or learning and mastering your God and Goddess principles. That's becoming one with them. Any way you want to flip it, it's all good, but we're going to learn how to do just that. That's my point. Let's talk about now these cosmic forces that you talk about. We talked about them before. They are governed by principles, yes, and those principles are given names and identities, yes. Those principles, what they are, denote the manner in which that energy of the cosmic force operates or manifests by you. What? Yeah, you have already been given the name of these principles. I gave them to you a while ago, but I'm going to give it to you right quick. In the Anuian theurgy of the tree of life, you know the main names already. They are Ra, represent the sun. Aset represents intuitive knowledge. Shu represents air. Geb represents the earth. Tefnut represents moisture, moist air, rainfall. Asar, first spirit in physical form. It went from spirit to matter. Tahuti represents God's mind. He's the right thinker. Maya represents duality. She's God's right-hand man, so to speak. Het Haru is God's destructive force, which is the other force, the female force of Haru, and etc. I break all them down for you, broke them all down for you, but this is going to teach you how and why they are. And these are all principles, okay, and what we call cosmic forces, as well as elements on the periodical chart, earth, wind, fire, elements of nature, that have been taken form out of the primeval matter, aka God, the all-encompassing. And from an outer sense, which is the esoteric sense, people may look at it this strictly as what? A religion. It's a philosophy you practice, you live by it every day, but they look at a religion and they think of these actual personalities And in a sense, they are just like human beings. We give them identity, but they use them to make a point. And they have personalities, but the Neteru are much more than that. Okay, let's go. And you consider, watch this, consider that people, we see them act a certain way. And in society, they're recognized that, and they also be labeled them as what? In accordance to what? The way they act. If it waddle like a duck, it quack like a duck, oh, that's a duck. Okay? If it's lying all the time, tongue constant out, that's a liar. See, we go with this, but this concept right here, watch this. Now, in accordance with the way of their actions, for example, right here, this is their concept. People on Wall Street, people who like to buy stocks and invest in a lot of things and spend a lot of money, they are called bulls. Aggressive, okay, get the concept, right? Now, let's go a little further. Now, if you believe, think, or act with that kind of energy, you are referred to on Wall Street as what? Being bullish. See where we're going with this? Now, and if you like to hang back, see what's going on before you invest, and you're cautious, then they call you the bear. According to your actions, that's what they're telling you. That's what you're going to recognize for. Stay with me. I'm taking you somewhere. Stay along. That's this. So now, you're bearish if you do that. Are you really a bear? No. We know that. Are you really elements? No. But you get an identity so you can practice, understand them. That's what we get into. So no, you are just acting like the god and goddess, a.k.a. here, the bear. Your force is bearish, okay? Your energy. And your energy you are manifesting is bearish. See where we're going with this? Get the concept? It made sense to me, so I'm hoping to make the same sense. All right? But the Neteru are like that also. There we go. Here we getting it. Some carry with them certain energies. Ra is what? Fire. He's hot. That thing is 92 million miles away. Any closer, any further, it wouldn't work. Just the right spot for it to do what it does. That's by accident? Don't think so. Moving on. No coincidences, no accidents. God is all conscious. He's way ahead of everything that's being done here. You can tell by the elements he put in place before we even got here. There were 5 things that need to be here. Sun, air, water, earth, and heaven. Next thing was his spirit came down into man. That's the simple, easy concept. But now let's start with Aset. She represents wisdom. I love her. She's one of my first, and I'm still studying her because she's a bad girl. Okay, she's the original ride or die. She rode with a star. When he got killed, she went and found him. When he got killed again and cut into pieces, she went and found him again and put him back together. That's a ride or die. That's my girl. I use my mom as my ride or die because some old man was doing what they doing when they got caught. They offered her a deal. I told her I wasn't there, but if I'm telling the story, they ask you want to turn them in, do what you got to do. I ain't no snitch. You did a time like a man, okay? It ain't complained today. Moving on. So she represents wisdom. That means her experience in life. She the one that taught me all the good stuff. Okay, so yeah, she served her rules the same way. I can put myself in the same position. I was breastfed. Excuse me. And Shu, excuse me. Shu represents air. We breathe that. Okay, he made the plants so that they give off what we breathe, and what we give off, they breathe. That's reciprocity at best. One give, one receive, the other give, the other receive. It keeps it going. That's the way nature's done. And with Shu and wind, etc. Everybody had an identity. Everybody had a personality. We gave them that so you can study them, emulate them. We get in there right now. So those energies, those energies are to be what? Understood, and you ready, and mastered by you, the spiritual aspirant, aka right thinker. And you, the right thinker, should be able to what? Manifest them at will. I've gotten so much better at going to my meditative state, calming myself down. When something bothers me, something get it to me, I'd go right there and use it. Why? That's when I need it. To claim to be this and be that, and then when you time to show it, you don't do it. That's called choking. I told you, if you practice, you cultivate, you'll be ready whenever you need it. Moving on. And now, excuse me. Excuse me. And when we talk about the principle, and that's what it's based on. I tell you, philosophy follow principles, but principles that's laid out that you can follow, practice, and watch. The principle of the supreme wisdom. Gnosis, know for yourself. By what? Putting the work in. We are talking about the goddess Aset, my girl, and she embodies, watch this, the principles of feeling and actions of that feeling. She the original love. She's showing her love. Why? She going all the way. She ain't gonna give up. That's true love. That's will. Okay? Feeling in action. All right? That's love. In a sense, yes. But just like that Wall Street personality, watch this, he is a bull, and at the same time, he really John Doe. Wow, we don't know him. Name him, no, we just know his actions. We judge him by what we see. If it's waddling like a duck, oh, that's a duck. Don't need to know the duck's name. Okay, so again, they're using John Doe, not knowing their identity, but knowing what it is. Whatever his name is also, essentially, especially in Mayat philosophy, you are your actions. I told you, I walk, talk, sleep, act, Mayat philosophy. Keep balance. It keeps me in due balance. My spiritual discipline holds me accountable. So those are things that you can practice and manifest daily in your everyday life. That's how you get better at it, master them. And watch this. You are what your actions say you are. If a guy lies, you can call him a liar. Why? He tells lies. We know he lies, so we can call him what he is. I call a spade a spade. I call you who and what you are to your face. I don't care. Moving on. And that's just real. Why? If I'm lying, you can address it. But if what I'm saying to you is the truth, what's the problem? I don't have a problem. You do. Okay? And if you don't like it, too bad. Moving on. What you want to do? You are who and what you are. And you do what you think you should be doing. I told you, the power of belief is what the religious people bank on by y'all ignorant people who follow religion. No offense. Why? Because they know the power is in your belief. If they can get you to believe what they're telling you, you're going to go along with it, and you're going to manifest from your belief power and think it's from the damn religion. That pisses me off, because that's the game that y'all been caught up with for thousands of years. I don't play that game. Why? I know something other than that. That's why. Again, and so the saying goes, your morals are judged by what? The deeds that you perform. If you do good work, recognize you'll be rewarded, aka blessed. If you're doing sneaky, deceitful stuff that you gain in favor, material things, pleasures, God ain't gonna help that. God ain't gonna bless that. Oh, hell to the no. Okay, he see that and he ain't gonna bless that. And my man said, God don't bless mess. And your internal morality, my integrity, won't allow me to do certain things. I don't know about you. I don't give a damn about you personally, but my mortality and my integrity won't allow me to do certain things. Moving on. Even when I was doing bad, I had a limit of where and how far I would go. Your internal morality is what's going to be judged by what? The expressions of that, what? Morality, and that determines your fate. Why? You're going to be the own judge. Who know you better than you? I told you that already. But your fate is in your hands for your future spiritual evolution. You have a choice. Again, Mayat gives you a choice. Serve your higher self, do what's right, get the blessings, earn it, know thyself, study. Do you. Whatever you like, whatever you please, however you like, and however you please. God don't have no role. Why? You think it's all about you. That's the ego. And what's this? the whole idea here, we getting there. Roll with me. I got a little more time. The idea here is that you, the aspirant, right thinker, was to learn. And don't just learn it, you practice the principles. They would now help you to discover that those principles within you truly and actually work. Why? Through your manifesting from your intellectual understanding of the principles. When you understand them, you can manifest them. You can implement them. If you don't understand, get clarity. And then you can implement it. You can't do an exercise if you don't know what to do. You can't shoot a weapon or operate a weapon if you don't know how to use it. Knowledge is a weapon. Information is a weapon. I'm weaponizing you. Sorry. This is not just to know. Again, don't just know the principles. Don't just know them and be able to, like most you Christians, recite Bible verses. I don't want to hear people recite the 42 confessions of Maya and they living them. Don't waste my time, okay? Don't talk about it, be about it. And they not to be able to recite the myths about them, or even to be able to have a discussion about them. And most of y'all can talk a good one. Y'all can talk about everything under the sun in their history, explaining it, understanding it, the exploits, etc. And what's this? This kind of thing, this is not what we are talking about. I got two kinds of people, speculative the talkers, operative the doers. I'm an operative, right thinker. Now, to know something, here we go, right here. This is the meat and potatoes. This is it. I took all that to get here. Okay, understand that. I got some more stuff, but I think this is the meat and potatoes for me. To know something is to become one with it. I'm about to run. Yeah, I'm about to run. Why? That's what I'm trying to explain. To know God, you got to become one with God. That's what they're telling you. But through the principle that they're self-formed, you can practice, emulate, and it would lead you to God. That's what I'm telling you. Why? That's how I did it. Same way. And what's this? You have to become one with it and to be able to live it, aka express it through your actions. This means that your thoughts become it, your words become it. I tell you, I eat, sleep, drink my eye. And your physical actions become it. The three modes of expression. And if you were to learn what and know and master those principles, you master it, and what happened? Now you've heard stories about talented people. We use a musician, for example. The musicians talk about how when they don't worry about playing, they just get into it. And I use the concept, George Clinton back in my day, 78, 50 years ago, he had a whole band, instrumental. And every one of them members of the band was masters of their craft, of that instrument that they played. So it didn't make a difference what they played, it was all good. That's the difference. And when you got differences come together as one, that's harmony. And that's what does it for most people. But with the individual talent and skill, what's this? They do not think about the music when they play them. My man, Michael Hampton and Eddie Hazel, during the concert, they would give them a half hour solo. Not a 3 minute, not a 5 minute, not even 10 minutes. They had a half hour. And that was the best half hour of the concert. Everybody had their time, but they gave my man Mike and Eddie that time to just take you to another place. And that's what it's all about. Transform you and take you somewhere else through the music. And because they got that talent, they don't do it. They don't think, they just do it. They just become it. I understand that. I hope you do and try to make it clear. They had experience. All right. Most people that we musicians, we can get into whatever they're doing. We can get right into it. Right now, it's all about K-Dot. Man, he got stadiums going crazy. Positive. I love that. I love that. You ain't hearing about people getting killed. You ain't hearing about stampeding all over each other. You ain't hearing about a bunch of shooting. Nightclubs, they still doing the same thing. Close out, bang, 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 bang. That nonsense. It's cool to come together and have a good time. That's what George did 50 years ago. We didn't have them problems either. So I know about the concept, who running it, the person running it, how he can control the crowd and keep them where they need to be. If you can't rule the crowd, you should not give them kind of concept. There's a lot of people. And if you can't control them, you shouldn't be in charge of them. Okay, let's get back to the lesson. Sorry. But the whole thing is, gift that God give you, all you got to do is express it, cultivate it, practice. Okay? They're doing it. Why? When they get caught up in the moment, they're doing it. And they're doing it, and they are it. They become it. Comedians, when they get into rolling, they become their jokes. They engulf themselves. And you see it all the time. It's a beautiful thing, all right? And everybody has the ability to do that. Find that gift, TD Jake, and work it. If someone was to ask you a question about the philosophy, and you have to look in your books or go back and ask your teacher about it, you don't know it. Reflect upon it and seek counsel about it. That means you haven't become it. You don't have it. But that means what? Keep working. You are still in the effort stage. You putting forth the effort. You working towards that. It don't happen overnight. It ain't an instantaneous thing. But when you put the work in, it will happen. Trust me. And that means you're still striving. I'm still grinding. I'm prepared for greatness. Every day. I want to be better tomorrow than I was today. Well, how good was you today? The best I can be. Tomorrow, I'm going to be the same thing. Moving on. That's living. But it's a spontaneous movement once you have attained it. When you become enlightened, well, I'll get my experience. When I was living, doing, I'm just, I'm focused. All of a sudden, like skyrockets going up in my head. I'm like, what the hell? I ain't high. What the hell's going on? I'm becoming awakened. I know that now, but when it happened, I didn't have a clue. It's been a while now, but I still remember like it was yesterday. It was different. But because I was putting the work in, I didn't know what it was going to be, how it was going to be. Nobody wanted me for that. So I'm going to get you ready for that. All right, I got a little more here to go. So when you get it, and once you have attained it, once you got it, now you are ready to what? Excel. That's just one principle. You just got ourselves. That's just one. You got to start with the bottom row, which is set, the ego. You have to get mastery of the ego self. And you're ready to excel to other attainments of mastership. You got a little way to go that tree. We're just getting on the ladder, okay? Now, as you master, also you are now able to harness those abilities of the God and Goddess concept and aspect. Breathing. I seen a show for an hour just teaching you how to breathe, how to pump the oxygen to the pineal the pineal gland, and how to pump oxygen to the brain. All those are breathing techniques. No, we think you be able to breathe. Inhale, exhale. There's a lot of techniques. That's one of them, and that's how you can harness. Learn how to breathe. Okay, I'm trying to show you. And once you master that principle, meditation becomes easy. Why? Because now your mind is filled and is working on the next capacity, next level. That's why it's important to practice these principles for yourself, and you will get the results. Now, if you master the principle of ourself, that means you have done a lot of work to study, understand. That means that now you can harness that principle, and you can harness that cosmic energy right there. Star Wars did it better than anybody for modern day technology. They just took away with it. I'm about to get you to that in a minute. When you hear Jedi, I'm a Jedi warrior. Moving on, just want to give you a heads up. But you harness that cosmic energy. It's part of you. Now, by the mode of action, but these are just supports for your your will. And the goddess Net, the progenitor of our set, she represents will in a different aspect. But right now, we are referring to her as the transcendental aspect of your higher self. that we have talked about previously. I told you about her a long time ago. She gave birth to Ra. Depending on who tells the story, but yeah, she a bad girl. All right, gave a whole breakdown about her. She's the web breather. She wears a spoon on top of her head, and she carries 2 arrows in the bow in the shield. Her job is to what? She's the original bullseye. She strikes down what? Unrighteousness. She protects Ra from all unrighteous things, and she's the original bullseye. When she put her bow back, it's going to hit its mark. Always the bullseye. She's the original Cupid, okay? But she shot down, not bringing people together. She shot down evil, unrighteous people. She was a killer, all right? Destructive, all right? For evil. Evil, the penalty for being evil was death. Did you know that? Sinners got killed. Simple as that. Why? God ain't got no use for them. That's why. He didn't care. They wasted time. They mocking me, kill them. They don't respect me, kill them. They ain't worshiping me, they don't need to be here. Okay? And he ain't walk around, I'm God and everybody got to kiss my butt. Nope. Those who roll with me, roll with me. Those who don't, kill them. Simple. All right, let me get back to this lesson. Sorry. But we now where we at down here. We talked about trick. Okay. On a physical level, she also represents will and my favorite, determination. I got a lesson coming up now. With discipline and determination, you win in the end. Those are two things that will get you. Why? Discipline as well as clarity of purpose. What's your purpose? What's your reason? What's your function? Okay? And this principle is related to what we call the power that a person is able to harness again once they have comfort, confidence in what? In their self-knowledge. When you know what you know, when you do what you need to do, you're confident in, what's this? Once you have that, now you have what they call security. Insecurity is not having it. Security is having just that. Watch this. In your understanding and in your knowledge. Watch this. This concept is the favorite part I like. Is related to a term they call MN or MNU. MNNU. You know what that means? That means you are firm. 10 toes down, y'all call it. The new word for that is I'm 10 toes down my business. Yeah. I don't have a problem with the language, the slang, but stand on it. If you are 10 toes on it, y'all claim that, okay, be about it. That's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with something, but everything has a meaning. Again, living up, understand the meaning, that's how you get the power. Watch this. That means you are firm. Or the term means Jed, D-J-E-D-I. Jedi. That means you are established and you're firm and committed to what? Your knowledge of self, where I am right now. And that means what? That you are established within yourself, understanding what? In your knowledge. That's called gnosis. That's what the G is for, okay? Now you have God experience. You have God knowledge. Why? Because the work and effort, the energy that you set forth for it to happen, to harness that energy of the God and Goddess aspect that's in you. Wrapping it up, taking it home. I got one more, two. I got you a little more. Hold on, roll with me, please. Now, the daily sacramental practice of the knowledge that you obtain, living it in relations to the principle that you mastering, that you should have a daily ritual that relates to that divinity. I got my yacht, I got my order over there, my little setup, my altar. Okay, those are things. And watch this. And you, when you worshiping the divinity God, you say, Goddess Aset, for example, in the practice of the Anuyan Theurgy of the Tree of Life spiritual program, you offer up libations, incense, right there, I got it right there. Light up a candle. I got the little electric, when I do the fire thing, I got a little electric candle. And watch this. And then you utter what they call heka, words of power, prayer, loud out, you say it out loud prayer. I personally use my words of heka internally, but you can say them out loud, okay? And what it means, heka is special words of prayer, of power. You bringing something into existence through the power of prayer, speaking it into existence, so to speak. When Ptah uttered himself into existence. That's why the Greeks call you what they want to call you, because they know if you name it, you master it. Another thing that they learn from us, and they do it back us. We ain't Egyptians, we Cometians. But according to them, we Egyptians. Moving on, that's what I'm saying. They adopted that philosophy. When you, the white man, you tell him your name is one thing, he can call you something else. Not me. Moving on, but that's his thing. And that's where they get it from. You, words of power. Now, to commemorate and invoke the energy, the spirit, the cosmic force, they call it. Some people call it spirit, same thing. But to invoke it, you had to call on it. You had to prepare for it. Legba, he likes candy and tequila. So for his libation, you get tequila, you pour it out, you got the libation form, you get some candy. These are things that you feed. The ancients have been doing that for years. The ka is what they feed. The reverse of the ba. You got the ka and the ba, the spirit and the soul. One stays behind, and that's what they come and feed at the offering, at the grave sites. That's all y'all doing. It's a ritual and it's symbolic. I don't practice that. And my mom said, she lived right across the street from the cemetery that her sister's buried in. Ain't been there day in her life. What? I don't do that. Take my mama's strange bird. Some stuff she just ain't doing. If it don't make sense, she ain't partaking. I love that. I feel the same way. I know where I got it from now. But let me go ahead and wrap this up. Again, the cosmic force of ourself. That means you have strong will, you determine, and then you do your reading of scripture or listen to the lecture about that particular god or goddess. I say get the book and you can get all the information you want. I just put out my Maya, my Aset book. Why? More information, answer questions with the information from the book. All right. But by reading or listening to the lectures, and now you reflect on what you heard or read. Again, listening or reading something and to do nothing with it is a waste of your time. Sorry. And then you end up meditating on it. A lot of people, they hear what you tell them. 5 minutes, they ain't thought twice about it. Again, hearing and listening is two different things. Now, when you do those three things on what you have studied, practicing it, reflecting on it, meditating on it, and then implement it. But in what? Your day-to-day life. That's the kicker for practicing right there in philosophy. It got to be done daily. It becomes a way of life. For me it is. In order for it to really work, it should be for you. You must also now act like what I said. All the characteristics that she had, you supposed to adopt them and act like her. Read the story, get her life, autobiography about her. Oh man, good story. But now you must adopt the principles of her personality. Study and understand. She's ride or die to the end. But you'll notice that you don't have to give up any of your personality to enhance yours with our sex. That's the difference. If you're Muslim, adding on our setting will make you no less Muslim. Might make you better. Why? To give you different perspective. That's what they're telling you. And to become what? Like her. What? In everything that she do, her personality, that's why. And by doing that, you will now discover what? Her essence. And what it'll be within you. And your personality is now transformed. Thereby, you remember, and got to remember that what? You already are an expression of God. You're not becoming something else. You're becoming yourself. Thyself, to you knowing, you're becoming conscious. And when you begin to learn about the principles and you start to what? Act and think in accordance with them, now you begin to feel them. You begin, it's part of you. Or rather, you begin to recognize them where? Within yourself. There you go. And as your own deeper innate nature. That's coming to realize and knowing thyself. I'm going to stop right there. I got more, but that's just the first lesson. I know it's going to be a two-parter, but I hope you enjoyed it. I watched the clock still, but I try to get away from that. But I hope you enjoyed the lesson. I got some more for you. Learning how to become your best self. I got more information about that. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers who start to learn how to harness their God and goddess aspects have passed away. Becoming one with God, you don't pass away. You go home.